Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Solana price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis, of course. I hope you are enjoying your weekend. And looking at the 1 hour chart, we can see that Solana hit exactly the fib levels given for a wave 4 perfectly. Now, of course, we have started to see kind of a rejection towards the upside again at the 0.38. However, it's very early now still to call that we are going high. Okay, your confirmation is, of course, you want to see a formation of 5 waves. Now, of course, wave 5 could be a little bit smaller and not really very tradable and risky to move up directly from here. And you need kind of like confirmation where you move 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and then move up passing this, and then take your trade, which is it could be a little bit small, right? However, because of course it is as well risky to take it directly from here, because we might even go lower for the 0.5 as well. It's very, very possible because it is open, right? It is very open still as diagonal. And if we want to take here the fib level of a zigzag, as we can see, let's say to 1-to-1, look where the 1-to-1 is. Therefore, the possibility are still open, of course, to dive deeper, to touch your 1-to-1 fib level as well, which is around also the 0.5. So be careful with it, don't rush, and you need to be patient. Of course, you need to see 5 waves up, 3 waves down, and then starting again towards the upside, overpassing this to say we are in a wave of 5. Now, because of course this diagonal nature is a zigzags, it means we are looking here at zigzags 1, 2, or this is your wave 1. So this is your wave 1 here, and then your wave 2 as another zigzag, and your wave 3 as zigzag, and now you're looking for wave 4 as zigzag. So of course you want to finish your wave 5 in a zigzag, right? So in zigzag, that means you want to see an impulse, 3 waves down, and then an impulse. By all means, for the first wave of your zigzag, it is risky a little bit to take it already up. I mean, of course, no financial advice, you can do whatever you want, but for me as a channel, I prefer always to be much more safe, taking the entry after passing the 5 waves and seeing 3 waves down, right? So your trade might be very short, and then we might see a reversal for a wave 2, right? So these are the things for Solana on the small chart, right? On the 1 hour time frame. We might go even higher. Nobody knows. I mean, it can still be even considered a little bit as impulse. However, let me check if 1, 2. So if we have here a 1, 2, but your wave 3 is hard to consider it. Okay, if we get a 5 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's still, the problem, if we go higher from here and we see a wave 5, okay, and I want to consider that 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? Your wave 5 has finished in kind of diagonal as well. Your wave 3 is still zigzag, right? It doesn't have 4, 5. So therefore, we are definitely in a diagonal here. We are still looking, of course, for that wave 5. It might start from here, it might start from there, or after hitting exactly the 1-to-1 fib level. Therefore, I always say, remember that I always say, when you want to trade Elliott Wave analysis, always look for an impulse 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or a wave C, which is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, this is a zigzag, right? All the waves here are zigzags. Now, of course, I'm not saying that it's not tradable. It is, but it's not really efficient as when it is impulsive. Let's say we have a diagonal where you are looking to impulses like this one, for example, and then you want to see another impulse and another impulse and another impulse. So this pattern, as of course 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, this means all the waves are impulsive, which is much more or less risky to trade each wave by wave, because they are all impulsive, where you can just make sure that you take your one, you pass the one here, and you take all the trade there for each wave. When it is zigzag, unfortunately, it's a little bit risky and harder to trade, because with the zigzag, your 5 waves, it has already passed the middle of that zigzag. If you want to wait for 3 waves up and then take your trade here, you have been left with a very, very short, small amount, right? Therefore, I don't really like to trade the zigzags, right, as a diagonal, especially when you are in wave 5, because in wave 5, your wave 5 is the shortest wave in your diagonal, because it's a contracting diagonal. The wave should go smaller and smaller, so this wave is very small. If you want to enter your trade here, then yeah, it might finish very early. Of course, still a profit, no financial advice. However, yeah, this is the risk that I'm talking about. So that's it for Solana on the 1 hour chart. I think that the probabilities of Solana are very close as well to a Bitcoin. So if we want to look here what we have in Solana as possibilities as well, we are looking, first possibility is to finish a zigzag here as A, B, and C towards the 1-to-1 fib level at 185. The fib level is taken, of course, from the first of the A to the end of the A and to the base point of the B, giving us this fib level at 1-to-1. In this case scenario, if we finish a diagonal, we might move as impulsively and hitting this fib level towards the upside after having a wave 2, of course. This for your wave C, which has high possibility as well. Your second possibility is that you are looking at a expanded flat A, B, and a C towards the upside, hitting at least the 1.38 fib level or 1.618. Now, looking at this price action here, we can see that, okay, if you want to consider this as diagonal, you have already started as impulse. So we are looking at 53535, because here we have 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, 3 waves down, 5 waves up, finishing this diagonal, of course, around this target here, right? So you want to see actually your diagonal getting in a nice shape, right? Like this, like this, and 3, 4, and 5. This is an impulse. This should be also impulse, and this should be also impulse, right? Because you have started impulsive. Whether this should be 3 waves, and this should be 3 waves. So these are the patterns of that impulse that it might turn. It has also some possibilities. However, our biggest possibility is the 1, 2, 3, hitting the wave 3 at 1.618, and then 4 and 5. Now, the possibility is also high for the scenario, especially once we finish this diagonal, having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finishing your wave 3 as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you can consider here you have 1, 2, so 1, 2, 3, and then you are looking for 4, 5 to finish this big impulse towards the upside, which it should be above the $200 for Solana. So that was it, the updates for Solana. Of course, if we move lower on the 1 hour chart, if we move lower, then we are talking about our bearish scenario, of course, lower than these fib levels, or even lower than this trend here, the parallel trend taken from the top of the 1 and the 3 if we pass through this with a price, okay, let me zoom in. If we pass through it and we break it towards the downside, then this diagonal is invalidated, because once we hit here, okay, your wave here is now longer than your wave 2. And this is not allowed in the rule of contracting diagonal in Elliott waves. Therefore, this diagonal might be invalidated. Once we get this, that means this has transformed to WXY, 3 waves corrective, 1, 2, 3, and then we are looking here then to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 towards the downside, and maybe 3 waves up, then continuing towards the downside. And this opens the scenario for a bearish scenario, of course, as a WXY, where we can see on our 4-hour chart here. In case we get a lower prices, that means we are finishing kind of a zigzag here, possibly, or an impulse. So it could be that we have here a zigzag and then a running flat, or even here a running flat, finishing 5 waves exactly here, and you are looking to a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly finishing your first wave of a zigzag. So this could be a first wave, 3 waves up, 5 waves down, finishing a zigzag, finishing a WXY. Again, to make it much more clearer, this is what you are looking at. Here, finishing a zigzag, and then a running flat, okay, and then you are finishing here another zigzag towards the downside, finishing a WXY with lower prices. However, of course, if we did not touch our 0.618 for a wave 4, if we don't touch this level with our zigzag, then we don't invalidate our impulse, okay, and we are still in 3 and 4, so your 4 will be moved to this lower low, and then we're gonna look for higher prices. The most important thing is that we don't touch this level price to not invalidate our impulse. That was it for Solana. I hope that you liked the update. If you did, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe for the channel. See you in the next videos. Bye bye.